All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to Wednesday afternoon Tai Chi for Health. This is a class where we use the movements of Tai Chi and Qigong and the principles of Tai Chi to improve our health. We can improve our muscle tone, our flexibility, our balance, and hopefully our mood. You're going to need a little space around you because you're going to take a step or two in each direction to make sure there's nothing that you'll trip over, because my only rule in class is don't fall down. I want you to stay in your comfort zone. And in this class, you don't have to memorize anything. Just we play follow the leader, be my mirror image as we go through these movements and try to get in a flow state. That is where we're totally focused on our body and the movements we're doing, putting other concerns outside of the room for the time being. So if you have any small animals, put them outside the room as well so you don't trip on them. And we're going to start by breathing. We're going to bring our feet closer together if we can. Bring our hands to our lower abdomen and just breathe. I want you to breathe from the diaphragm so your belly expands as you inhale. It gets smaller as you exhale. We're going to do this a few more times. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale and exhale. Now this time I want you to hold the breath at the top just for a moment. Inhale. And now let it out with a sigh. Now we're going to start moving. So as we inhale, we're going to have our arms float up, shoulder high. And as we exhale, we soften the waist and knees and come down, a little mini squat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to sync the chi. We're going to bring our hands up shoulder high, bring our hands into our chest, and slowly push down. We're going to step out to the side, feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to start moving our joints. We're going to inhale and our hands float up, chest high. Exhale, and they float down. So just be my mirror image throughout the class. If a movement seems painful for you, don't do it. But try to visualize doing the movement so you can begin making those mental connections between brain and body, so that as you get a little more limber, a little more lubricated, you'll be able to do the movements. And we're going to bring our hands up to the heart, turning our palms upward, just reaching toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, the hands come slowly down. I mentioned we use the principles of Tai Chi. And by that, I mean moving slowly and smoothly and continuously, as if there was a resistance in the air. And the last of the principles is with a consciousness of where your weight is distributed on your feet. We're going to be moving around and changing from having the weight on the right side to the left side, taking steps in one direction or another, but just doing that very consciously. And that's what I try to use the meaning of the word mindfulness to be. Now we're going to modify this. We're going to bring one hand up, pointing to the sky, the other down toward the earth. This is the Qigong movement called connecting the earth and the sky. We're still inhaling and exhaling. Now, throughout class, I'm going to be saying when you should breathe, but just ignore me if that bothers you. Keep breathing, but you can ignore my statement of when to breathe. I do that partly to improve the oxygenation, partly because with certain movements you want to exhale as you do an exertion. But also that slows me down so I can do those first two principles of moving slowly and smoothly more easily. Now we're going to go sideways. This is the Qigong movement called the dragon spreads its wings. What we're doing is we're twisting the spine, but always stay in your comfort zone. This is the way we lubricate the joints between our movable bones. We're going to leave our arms in front of us as we swing the dragon's tail. Next, we're going to stretch the tail. So we're going to bring our hands up to the side as if there were an invisible wall there. Still turning our spine. But whenever we're doing this, make sure you don't twist your knees. Now we're going to stretch the tail a little longer. We're going to bring the back foot out. Turns this into a balance exercise. Now we're going to take the dragon for a swim. So we're going to bring our palms together, reach up toward the ceiling and look over the opposite shoulder. So we're doing a little twisting as we're rocking from side to side. So as we're turning our head, listen to your body, see how it feels. Go as far as is comfortable for you, but don't overstretch. Now we're going to take the dragon for a dive. It's not called the diving dragon, but it's just another way of doing the swimming dragon. Now we're going to bring the heels of our hands across at our eye level, and at our heart level, and the belly button level. I like swaying so much. I'm going to do a little more swaying. We're going to bring our hands all the way up, and with our palms outward, we're just going to paint the sky. And next, we're going to push a mountain. So we're going to bring our hands into our chest, bring our foot in, and we're going to step out to the corner. Push up and away. Inhale as we come back. Exhale as we push. So this is sometimes called push-pull, usually called push the mountain. It's a Tai Chi movement. We'll come back to this later in class. We're now going to do a few more movements in this direction. First, we're going to just point our fingers forward and pull them back. And this is the snake spits forward. Now we're going to bring our hands down to our feet, palms up, reach up to the sky. This is uniting the sea and the sky. Let's do one more. Now we're going to part the clouds. So our palms are together and we reach forward and swim backward. So what we're doing with these exercises is we're lubricating the joints. So our shoulders, our elbows, our wrists, We're also transferring the weight from one foot to the other, so we're strengthening our legs, and at the same time teaching the body where our position in space is, proprioception, which is 1/3 of our balance. Now we're going to reverse directions, bring the back of our hands together as we gather, the mama bear gathering her cubs. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to go to the other side, do the same series of movements, see if I can remember them. We're going to first push the mountain. So we step out and push. Inhale as we come back. Exhale as we push. And we're going to do our snake spitting forward, just pointing our fingers forward. And now we're going to reach down into the sea and bring it up to the sky. And now we're going to part the clouds. So we're moving our arms in all different directions. There's several bones in the arms, lots more in the hands, but as we twist and flex, we lubricate those joints. Now we're going to have the mama bear gather her cubs. And I think I remembered all the movements from the other side. We're going to sit back, sink the chi, and I think we're ready to do some cloud work. I'm going to bring this hand up and over. I'll switch hands and the other hand comes up and over. This is a Tai Chi movement, waving hands like clouds. We're going to add some steps as well. So first we're going to go that direction. As hand moves over, we step out. I'm going to do one more step. Since in the beginning of class I said we're going to take a couple of steps in each direction. I don't want to have false advertising. We're going to go back the other way just to get back to center. So what are we doing in this movement? First, it's a Tai Chi movement, so it comes from martial arts. Our hands moving across is actually deflecting someone punching at you. The reason your palm turns out as you move is you're going to grab onto that person's hand as they try to punch you, and you're going to drag them down to the ground. Anyway, and we're stepping so that we can get away from the fight. And while we're up here in the clouds, we're going to do a few more movements. First one we're going to do is the single whip. So we're going to take this hand, make a hook, take the other hand and reach out. So uniting and separating. If you look in the various types of Chinese philosophies, they're always talking in a dialectical way, yin and yang, pushing and pulling, receiving and giving. Everything has its opposites, but this is separating the hands. But what you're doing is holding on to someone and slapping them in the face and then pushing them away. Now we're going to modify this. This is a single whip, and we're going to modify it by going downward. So we're going to back our back foot up, bring this hand up in a big arc, squat down as the hand shoots away. So this is sometimes called the downward single whip. but it's usually called the snake creeps down. And if you watch experienced young martial artists, they get really close to the ground. So it's like the snake is creeping along the ground through the grass. I, on the other hand, can't go down beyond this. This is as low as I go. Now we're going to release the hook, go back to the clouds. We're going to do this on the other side. So we're going to take the other hand, make a hook, and strike out. If you want, you can add a foot. You can bring the foot in and step out. Add a little bit of balance practice to this. Now we're going to widen our stance so that we can creep through the grass. The reason you widen your stance is so you can squat a little lower, but always stay in your comfort zone. The main thing that I see in this kind of exercise is to do it I want you to do it regularly, and that means you don't hurt yourself so you have an excuse to stop. Let's do one more. Release the hook, go back to the clouds. So we did the single whip. We did the snake creeps down. Now we're going to go to a mammal. We're going to get there in a couple of steps. First, we're going to close our hands into fists. This is sometimes called storm clouds. And now we're going to use our hands as if they're grabbing onto an axe. So here we have an axe in our hands, and we're going to chop down. This is the Qigong movement called the monk chops wood. Let's do one more. We're going to sit back, go to the other side, grab our axe, and chop. So we're still twisting the body, we're shifting the weight, hopefully doing it mindfully. So we're thinking about what we're feeling as we're doing it. And now we've tired ourselves out chopping wood, we're going to take a nap. We're going to go back to the storm clouds, and we're going to lean to the side as if we're lying our head on a pillow. And this is sometimes called the lazy monk. It's more often called the monk lies his head on a pillow. And we can change this into the tiger hugs his head by just looking over the back shoulder. So we're leaning, transferring the weight and looking back. And if we want to make this into a balance exercise, we can raise the back foot as we look over our shoulder. We're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So first, we're going to do the lazy monk. So we're going to lean. Now we're going to hug our head. We'll hug the tiger's head. Now, there's a question, are we a tiger and we're hugging our own head, or are we somehow finding a tiger and hugging their head? I don't know. We're going to raise the foot now to make this a balance exercise. Oh, and we're looking over our back shoulder. Now we're going to open our hands, go back to the clouds. I think we're ready to go a little bit higher. We're going to go to the moon. Now going to hold the moon. I'm going to bring it to the other side, rotating the moon, sometimes called embracing the moon. And we're going to do a few exercises here. First one we're going to do is we're going to take the moon for a trip around the earth. So we're going to step out to the corner, take out that moon, bring it into a nice rotation. I'm going to do it 3 times in one direction, 3 times in another direction. I think that was 3 times. We're going to sit back. We're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So this is sometimes called stirring the chi, not the chai, that would be Indian tea, but this is the chi, the life force energy. And as you do it, you might feel a connection between the palms of your hands. I don't believe in chi, but I actually feel a connection between the palms of my hands here. We're going to bring it back to the center. And let's do set the moon up into orbit. We're going to take one hand away and raise it up to the sky. We inhale as we come back, and we exhale as we guide the moon up. This is just a step in the direction of parting the wild horse's mane, the Tai Chi movement. Inhale and exhale. So the hand that's coming down, you might be deflecting someone hitting you. You might be grabbing them as the other hand goes up. You could visualize grabbing someone's wrist, having your hand come up into their armpit so you can knock them down. But again, that's the roots of Tai Chi, not what we're doing in Tai Chi for health. Now we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So we're going to take that moon, we're going to rotate it, and now we're going to toss it up this side. And when we're doing these movements, it's a great opportunity to slow down and focus on your senses, on the sense of touch. How does the air feel on your hand as you're moving? We're going to come back, hold the moon. We're now going to rotate it. And I think we're going to have the lady work the shuttle. We're going to step out to the corner, rotate the moon, and push. So this is a Tai Chi movement. It's a deflecting upward and striking your opponent. You can visualize that there's a loom in front of you and your hand is moving up, being the waft or the wooft, I forget what that's called. And the other hand is putting a shuttlecock through with more thread to make a piece of cloth. And we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. So this is sometimes called the Jade Lady, usually called the Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. We're going to come back. I think we did everything we're going to do with the moon. So we're going to now just leave our arms on one side, bring the other foot in, and we're going to do a dance. So this is one of those things like rubbing your stomach and patting your head. It's just to trick up your brain. But we're going to be using this arm motion in a Tai Chi movement called brush knee and push. We're going to step out to the corner. Hand goes down by the thigh. The other one pushes. So this is a deflect down and push. It's called a brush knee, even though the hand doesn't touch the knee or brush it. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way these names are. They are picturesque names, not necessarily factual names for these movements. Now you can punch down as you do this. It's sometimes called the killing punch, or deflect down and punch down. Now we're going to leave the arms on this side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we bring our foot in a center step. We do a little mini squat as the hands do their movement. Now we're going to step out to that corner, brush knee and push. So we're always stepping out to the corners in these movements. I always say, step out to the corner. And what that's doing is it's separating your feet side to side and front to back. So it's very stable. It's the stance called the bow stance or the bow and arrow stance. Sometimes called the mountain climbing stance. I have no idea why. We're going to sit back. We're going to sink the chi. We're going to do a few more breathing exercises and then balance exercises. So we're going to start by bringing the back of our hands together, bring them up to shoulder height, and then they come out to the side. So we're inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we go down. This is the Qigong movement called the fountain. Now, if we reverse direction, this is sometimes called the waterfall and sometimes called silk reeling downward spirals. And if we point our fingers upward, come all the way up, it's called silk reeling. You'll feel different feelings in your arms as they rotate outward. While we're in this position, we're going to do a few more similar kinds of movements, all lubricating the joints, the waist and the knees, and the shoulders and the arms. First one we're going to do is the tiger, embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. So we're going to make a little pause with our hands. Bring them up to the chest. Now we're going to make claws as we reach out straight in front of us, doing a hip hinge at the same time. Now we're bringing our hands in all the way up and down. So there are actually two breaths here. We inhale as the paws come up. Exhale as we pounce. Inhale as the hands come up. Exhale as they go down. So we're embracing the tiger. And then we're returning to the mountain. Let's do one more. And now that we did a tiger, we're going to do a monkey. So we're going to stop rocking. We're going to bring our hands to our waist. Take one hand, go down and up behind us, and then palm to palm, they come together. Inhale and exhale. So this is called repulse the monkey. Sometimes people say this is a way to release the monkey mind, to stop thinking with the monkey mind, not to start thinking like the monkey mind. And in Tai Chi, you're usually retreating as you do this. So as one hand goes forward, the opposite foot goes back. And you look over your shoulder with each step to make sure it's clear to retreat. So I'm going to come back in position. Just do the arms again a couple of times because it feels good. Now we're going to sink the chi. And a lot of the movements we do are related to animals. And that's because Tai Chi is based on the movements and natural phenomenon. It's has roots in Taoism, which is very nature-based philosophy. So we're going to do our next movement. It's going to be another animal. It's going to be the golden rooster stands on one leg. So we start by just swaying. And this is always a good exercise. You can feel the air between your fingers, see how your body feels. It's always good to just take notice of that. Next, we're going to take this hand, bring it up in front of the face, looking between the thumb and forefinger. I'm going to do that one more time, just the hand. Now we're going to bring that foot in on the ball of the foot. It's a center step. Let's do that one more time. Now we're going to raise that knee. Raise the foot off the floor, if you can. If you can't, that's fine. And if you can't do it for very long, that's also fine, because my only rule is don't fall down. Next, we're going to do it on the other side. So now this hand comes up in front of the face. Now we're going to bring that foot in on the ball of the foot. Now we're going to raise that knee. So if you need to hold on to something in order to raise your foot off the floor without falling down or to have confidence, that's fine. Because what this does is it strengthens the standing leg, also teaches your brain where the center of mass in your body is so you can balance better. Now we're going to go to the next step of this. We're going to kick. So we're going to start by bringing our hands in front of the chest. This is called an X block or cross hands. We're now going to bring that foot in a center step. Now we're going to raise that knee. And we're going to kick with this foot. So we're going to kick in that direction. We're going to point the knee in that direction. Now we're going to kick with that heel. Now we're going to separate our hands so we get better balance to be able to stand as we kick. Because we don't want to fall down when we're kicking an opponent. That would be sort of a negative consequence of your action. Now we're going to go to the other side to do the same thing. So we're going to start by crossing our hands. Now we're going to bring that foot in, center step. We're going to raise that knee. We're now going to point that knee in the direction we want to kick. Now we're going to kick with that heel. Now we're going to separate our hands to get a little better balance as we kick. Now the reason we kick toward the corner, remember I said we had a bow step before, now we have a little better angle on our standing leg to be more stable as we kick. So we did our kick, we did our rooster. We're going to do a couple more balance exercises. So first one we're going to do, we're going to stop rocking and we're going to start flying. So this balance exercise is a Qigong movement called the crane. So we're going to raise one foot off the floor. As the hand comes up, the leg comes up. And you don't fall down, so don't fall down. Now, if you're very, very good at this, you might be able to flap your wings while the leg stays off the floor. Not me. Now this time we're going to bring the hands all the way up and down. And we're going to do the other side. raise our hands all the way up and come down. I think that's enough of the balance exercises. There's one more we could do, but we already did the hardest ones. So we'll continue on. We're now going to do a couple of step activities. So we're going to do Tai Chi walking. Tai Chi walking, the first way I learned about Tai Chi walking with my first teacher was what he called C steps, where when you're going to step forward, your foot actually makes an arc, then gently comes down. And backward, you do the same thing, doing the same arc. And for a while, we had a group that walked in the cancer walk called the C Steps for the Cure. But I think a better way to do Tai Chi walking is just straight forward and straight backing. We're going to do that now. What I want you to do is put all of your weight on one foot. So the other foot is barely touching the floor. We're now going to bring it out and put the heel down in front of you, but not put your weight on it yet. The weight is still on the back foot. We're going to bring the ball of the foot down, and now we're going to transfer the weight forward. Bring the foot in. If you want, you can do a little center step here. Now we're going to do one more step forward. Transferring all the weight to the standing leg, we bring the foot out. The heel goes down, no weight. Then the toes come down. Now we transfer the weight. So this is a mindful step, a mindful walk, a Tai Chi walk. Now we're going to go backward. Whenever you're going forward, it's heel, toe. And whenever you go backward, it's toe, heel. But it's the same idea. Transfer the weight to the standing leg. Raise the other foot. Put the ball down, but still the weight's on the front leg. Heel down, now transfer the weight, bring the foot forward. And go one more step back. So this is Tai Chi walking, and it's very useful in ice and snow, but is more useful in terms of making that connection between the brain and the muscles. We're now going to add a punch to that Tai Chi walking. So we're going to get our hands ready with fists. They can be loose fists. We're going to step forward with the Tai Chi step, and then as our body transfers the weight, we punch. We're going to go immediately back. Do several pairs of these. So this is a very good exercise to strengthen your legs so that you're better prepared to do standing on one leg, which is a very good exercise for improving your balance. Now we're going to modify our stance. We're going to raise our feet, bring our feet farther apart. This is called the horse stance because it's as if you're riding on a horse. Maybe if you have a real tiny horse, but this is a real horse, so we got our legs spread. And we're going to punch from this position. We're going to do a little mini squat, so there's tension on your thighs, and we're going to punch. And as we bring the hand back, we flare our fingers and bring the hand back. We inhale and punch. Exhale. Inhale, punch. So this is the Qigong movement called punch with fierce face. Now in Tai Chi, I always say you want to move slowly and smoothly. So you don't think a punch would be very fast, but there are styles of Tai Chi where you do punch quickly. There's a Chen style of Tai Chi where you do move more quickly, but not in my class. It's a perfectly reasonable Tai Chi form. It's very, very good for internal and external muscle control. Now, while we're in this position, we're also going to do another Qigong movement called the archer. We start by crossing our wrists, and now we imagine we have a bow, and we squat down and shoot an arrow. We inhale as we come up, exhale as we squat and shoot. Inhale and exhale. So if you're interested in more of these Qigong movements, like the punch with fierce face and the shoot the golden eagle, another name for this movement, or connecting heaven and earth, they're all part of the 8 pieces of brocade, which is about 1,000-year-old set of Qigong movements. Qigong is much older than that, but this is a more recent set. We're going to bring our feet back together. We're going to do one more Tai Chi movement. My favorite, it's called Catch the Sparrow's Tail. Made up of 4 parts, so we're going to do each of the 4 parts separately and then put them together. So we step out and ward off. This is the hand moving parallel to the ground away from you, and the hand moving down from your head to your thigh. Now we're going to move to the second movement. After you ward off, you pull back. So you scoop up shoulder high and bring down toward the floor. This is sometimes called a yield. Now the third one is the press. We bring our palms together and press against each other as we lunge forward. Get back in position, do it again. And a third time. Now we're going to do the last movement, which is push the mountain. We did this earlier on in class. Now, if we put those all together, it's called Catch the Sparrow's Tail. So we ward off, pull back, press, and push. Do that 2 more times all together. You want to coordinate your breath. You inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So we start by holding the moon, holding the ball. We ward off 3 times. So when you're doing this ward off, you want to make sure that you don't lean too far. You don't want your knee to go beyond your toes. Now we're going to pull back. Now we're going to press. Get back in position to do it again. And now we're going to push the mountain. Now we're going to put those all together as well. So we're going to do catch the sparrow's tail. We step out, ward off, reach up, pull back, toss it away, press, Separate our hands, roll back and push. We inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last time, ward off, pull back, press, and push. Now we're going to turn to the front, sync the chi. We're going to do our centering exercise. We're going to bring our hands up to our midline, palms up. One hand goes up, slowly, 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 and down, slowly, slowly, slowly. We inhale as the hand goes up. Exhale as it slowly comes down. Trying to focus on being in here right now, present moment, quieting the mind. Now, whenever you're quieting the mind has a mind of its own, and it'll wander, but that does not matter. Your mind always wanders, but always you try to bring it back. Just don't be blaming yourself for not concentrating or not concentrating. You're just accepting the way it is right this moment. Let's do one more set. Bring our feet closer together, check our breathing. We inhale, and we exhale. Make sure that belly is expanding and contracting as we breathe. This is the way we get more oxygen, more air. Also stimulate that vagus nerve. Tell the body to start relaxing. We're going to take a big breath. I want to thank you for participating in this Tai Chi Qigong flow. We're now going to do a few cool down exercises. We've done a lot of squatting, so that is particularly going to be useful. We're going to start with spinal cord breathing, which is one of my favorite exercises. We're going to combine the cat and cow from yoga with a crunch. So we're going to inhale, bring our shoulder blades together and arch our back. We're going to exhale as we curl the back and do a crunch. Inhale and exhale. And last time, inhale and exhale. We're now going to do the 3 cool down exercises of Dr. Paul Lam from the Tai Chi for Health Institute. First one, the tapping of the thighs. So we've got soft fists, or using the palm of your hand. And we're tapping the big muscles of the thigh because we've done so much squatting to get that circulation there, get rid of those byproducts of muscle exercise. We're now going to do a second exercise, which is called tense release. It's a variation of progressive relaxation. We're going to inhale and tense all the muscles that we can without pain, and then relax with an exhale. So that'll show the difference between tension and relaxation. Training the brain. We're going to inhale and tense. Exhale and relax. Inhale and tense. Exhale and relax. Finally, inhale and tense. Exhale and relax. And his last cool down exercise is embracing the sky. Inhale And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. So I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I'm going to stop the recording. Feel free to unmute yourself, ask any questions, make any comments.